Here we go. So anyway, so welcome. This is an I Take the Lead webinar. It's called the networking webinar, but today, Dottie, rather than talk about networking, she's going to be talking about marketing and how we can drive people to our websites. I haven't heard this. I haven't heard any of the information she's going to provide, so I have no idea. I just know that when Dottie speaks, we all listen because she's a wealth of wisdom and great tips. And I tell her, and it's true, it's not a joke, but every time she does a 1 minute video tip, it makes me work 5 hours because it takes me a while. And I just know to do whatever she says I should be doing. So anyway, so glad you're all here. I think we're coming from different areas. But I'll go ahead and let Dottie introduce herself and start her presentation.
Okay. Well, I am Dottie with Premium Websites and AskDottie.com. I enjoy building websites for small business owners and solopreneurs. And through Ask Dottie, I help solopreneurs that are wearing all the hats, that have questions on the technology pieces. I help answer those questions for them so they can get unstuck and move forward with whatever it was they were doing. So that's what I do. Now, as far as the webinar goes, I'm going to show you a graphic that I've created. It's really nifty. I'm sure you'll just love it. Pretty simple. But if you have questions while I'm going through the presentation, I would appreciate it if you would raise your hand with the little digital hand thing, and then we'll answer your question when we're on that topic. Otherwise, I might forget something by going back. So that's kind of just how my brain works. So don't worry about interrupting me. Today, I want to introduce you to the topic of your website as the hub of everything that you do online. And everything that you do needs to link back to that website. So think of your website as a bicycle wheel, and your website is the hub in the middle. And all of the little spokes going to that hub is some different thing online that you have linked to it. So if you can picture that, you'll have the exact picture of what I'm trying to share with you. So let me go ahead and share my screen. So here we are looking at this really complicated, nifty little thing here that I created in Canva. So you can see your website is in the middle. And this is the concept I'll be talking about this whole time. So if we look at, we'll just start in the upper right, I think that is social media. Everything's mirrored on my screen, so I really don't know what direction it is. But in social media, we are all involved in one way or another. I am certain. If we're a business owner, you've got some social media going. Could be any of these. It could be any of the ones that aren't listed here. It really doesn't matter. But look at your profiles. Are they linked to your website? A lot of people don't link them. I don't know why, but they don't. You want to make sure that anybody that lands on your social media can actually get to your website by clicking a link. And it's important for many reasons, but SEO or search engine optimization is one big reason. The ones that I have listed here are ones that I actively use. Except for X, I really don't actively use Twitter anymore. But that doesn't mean that these are the only ones that I have profiles at. I have profiles on a ton of different social media sites that, I'll be honest with you, I never use. I never log into them. I just created the profile for the link. So there's social media. Check that out and see if you have done that. And I wanted to say, when I say your website is your hub, there may be a few of you here, I'm not sure, I didn't ask Becky ahead of time, that you don't have a website, or you have a website that you have no control over. like maybe you're a, I don't know, a life insurance agent and you have to use what they give you. You can choose anything for your website in the middle. So if that's a Facebook page that you've created for your business, then that will be your website. If it's your Google business profile, then you can link everything to your Google business profile. Preferably, it's a website for your business, but if you're in a situation where it can't be, this all applies. You just need to switch what's in the middle. The next one that I want to jump down to are directories. We all know what a directory is, but some of the things on here you may not think of as a directory. Yelp actually is a directory. A lot of us think of it as a review website, but even if you ask Yelp, they're like, oh no, we're a directory. Your Google business profile is also a directory. Bing, the Better Business Bureau, all of these listed here, plus literally thousands that are not listed here, are all directories. Most directories, in fact, every one that I've ever come across, has a free listing. So you can list your business for free. And again, it must link to your website. A lot of them also have paid features, but you don't have to participate in that when your goal is to get links going to your website. One on here that I do want to talk about is UpCity. If you've never checked out UpCity, it is a directory whose focus is taking a service provider and matching it up with someone who is looking for that service. So you can think of it as a service dating website. It is a great place if you are a service provider to have a free listing. A lot of times when people are searching for different keywords around my industry, my UpCity profile shows up for people to click on, and then of course it links to my website. So if they find me via UpCity, they can still go to my website, which is super important, and one of the reasons why we set things up this way. So if you don't have your free UpCity listing, please go get it. It's really well worth it. The next one, I just called info. I couldn't think of a good name for it. You guys have an idea, you can share it with me and I might change it. But these are websites that basically hold info about you and your business that you control. So they're ones that you go out and set up. So About Me, I really like this one because I have one about, I have one set up for about premium websites. I have one set up for about Ask Dottie, and I have one set up for about Dottie Scott. And they all say different things because they're all different entities, if you want to think of it that way. They all link to their respective websites. And you can put literally anything you want on this page, from text, videos, images, anything you want, links, all of it. And you control it. And it's free. Did I say free? Free. Strikingly is almost exactly the same type of a website. Again, it's free. Both of these have paid features, but the free ones are really all you need. Gravatar, I think, is a super cool website. What it does is it associates your image with your email address. And then you can also, put a bunch of other stuff in your profile. Of course, I've got the descriptions of my business. I've got links. I got all kinds of stuff in there. But the purpose of this website is other websites online use Gravatar to pull in your information, including your image. So if you've ever signed up for a website and you put in your email address and then all of a sudden your image shows up there and you're like, huh, how'd that happen? they pull it in from Gravatar. And so it's cool when that happens, but in 10 years from now, when you might update your image to a new one, you can change it at Gravatar and it will automatically change it everywhere on the internet that uses that system.
Oh,
So
really?
that's
Wow.
why I like it. It is super cool. But again, it just gives you a place that you control, that you can add links to. Medium is a article-based website, article directory website, I would put it. Or excuse me, article database. So if you are someone who is blogging and you're writing articles anyway, Medium is a place where you can go and repurpose that article. And as a matter of fact, you can do it word for word. You don't even need to change it. And it allows you to add a link to where that article originally shows up online, which of course is going to be your blog post. And it carries over any links that you may have put in that blog post as well. So now you've got, again, more links coming from Medium, which is a highly trusted website, going to your website. If you've never used Medium, they have a free and a paid version. The free version, you can put your article on there and anybody, including the public, gets to see it for free. And again, it gets indexed in the search engines, which I think is super cool. The paid members have access to what's called premium content. Well, as a person putting up content, you can choose whether or not you want it gated, which would be, that's what they call it, gated content, or free, open to the public. I always choose open to the public because I'm not interested in the, 5 cents they might give me every time someone reads my article. I'm more interested in having it indexed in the search engines and having the links go to my website. So that's my goal there. Quora is a question and answer type of a website where you can go there if you've got a spare 10 minutes or whatever. You can go in there and search by category and find people who are asking questions in whatever it is that you have your knowledge base in and answer those questions. And again, you can put links into your website. Your profile has links, all of that. It's kind of a cool tool if you have some extra time to get, I call it almost like a prospecting tool, because people that are asking the questions in there just might become one of your next customers, depending on your quality of your answers and all of that. LinkedIn used to have a section like this that I absolutely loved that they, of course, don't have anymore, but I actually got several clients from it. I don't have the time anymore to spend on things like that, but if you are in the position where you do, could be a good tool for you.
Dottie,
Yes.
where would you put Alignable? Is that social media or what would you
Alignable
think?
is social media, yes.
Okay.
And you're right, I didn't put it on there. I might have to go back and do that.
Yeah,
This is
'cause
in
you're on
Canvas,
there,
so
right?
it's super easy to change.
Yeah.
The next one, I just call it thinking outside of the box. Different things that you do online that actually mean a lot when it comes to promoting yourself and your website. Guest blog posting. Again, most of these are articles that you create that are not already on your website. Most people that offer guest posting want original content, and they'll give you what they call an author box. And in that author box, it gives you a place to put your image, your bio, and of course, the link to your website. So there's guest posting. I do that probably 4 times a year or so. And I always do it. Well, I won't say always. I usually do it on different websites because I want different links going to my website. Podcasting and guest podcasting. So I'm going to assume you all know what a podcast is. You can create one yourself, in which case you're in full control over what you're linking to. Or you can be a guest on other people's podcasts, which is far easier. Like, I was trying to think of a good word for that, but it is so much easier to be a guest, let somebody else arrange it, let somebody else do the event, let somebody else host the podcast. All you do is show up at your designated time, talk about whatever your topic is. And the person that's running that podcast has what's called a show page. And on that show page, you can tell them, please link to whatever you want them to link to. So when I'm doing a guest podcast, I usually have a free giveaway that I will provide the people relative to whatever my topic is. So it's going to link to the page on my website that has the opt-in to get that free gift. That way I'm taking advantage of their audience, not being somebody that I already know. I get them into my email marketing funnel by providing them something useful that they can use for their business. So that's those two. Give testimonials. That seems ridiculously easy, but all of us seem to forget it. So we're always wanting testimonials for ourselves, but have you thought of giving a testimonial to your vendors? If you have any customers who are also business owners, like if you're a B2B business, giving a testimonial to those people and having them put it on their website. And of course, they're going to link your name and business name to your website. So go give some testimonials today. You'll make somebody else's day and you'll be serving your own purposes as well. Become a resource. If you are the person that people gets information from in your specific area of expertise, people want to link to you. So if you can provide something on your website that they want to link to, the biggest example I have of that that's current on my website, one of my most recent blog posts is a list of all of the category listings that you can use for your Google business account. And you might think, well, that's pretty boring. And you're right, it is. But if you think back to when you set up your Google business account, and if you haven't set one up, please do. When they're asking you what category, they don't give you a list. So you're thinking, okay, well, let me type this in. And if it pops up, you can choose it. If it doesn't pop up, then you have to think about something else to type in. And sometimes it can be a challenge to figure out how you should categorize your business. So I put an extensive list of all of those categories on my website because I'm now able to tell my customers, hey, go to this page on my website, read through it, and pick out any category that is relative to your business. I also know that people will be Googling that, they'll find it, and other people like me who may be wanting to provide that resource for their customers, instead of putting it on their website, they'll just link to mine so that their customers can use that as well. So that's a win-win. For me, it's a win-win for them because it's a lot less work on their part. They don't have to put it on their website. So think of things like that, tools that could be very useful, and do a blog post on it or get it on your website in whatever fashion you can. And organically over time, people will link to it. Here's one I haven't done yet, but I've heard about, and I need to look into it, and that's add to a wiki page. Have you guys ever gone to Wikipedia and there'll be a big notice at the top? It says something like, this is an incomplete Wikipedia page. Do you have information that you can add? And if
Oh,
you click yes, then you get to set up your profile. And of course, you want to link it to your website. And then you can add to that wiki page. So again, if you've got a spare 15, 20 minutes and you want to do that, it's a strategy that over time, all of those links are going to start building up.
Hmm.
And I don't know if we have any authors here, but
I don't know either. We have a lot of guests.
I don't know. But author pages is another one. And what that would be, let's say like on Amazon, if you have a book for sale, they give you a free author page. And I'm sure Barnes and Noble and all of the other ones kind of do that same thing as well. So if there's any authors here, I throw that in because a lot of my customers are authors. So I know I ran through that very quickly. Who here has questions? Lynn, I know you do. You look very puzzled.
Not puzzled, just, oh, lost the photo there. There's just a lot of stuff. It looks like everything else is kind of like networking. When you explain how to do things like this on the web, it reminds me of networking. It's just these little things you do, this, and then they add as you go on. So you're basically playing a long game, building those links, trying new things. I'd never heard of the wiki page. I've seen the wiki page and
Yeah.
seen, do you want to add something? And of course, I always want to add something completely nonsense or funny.
Well, it needs
Which,
to be related to the topic, Lynn.
well, it
Oh,
always
okay.
would be, but that doesn't mean I couldn't have some fun with it. But I didn't realize you could do that. I just thought there was some, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
it really makes you think, like, you just take a snapshot of this and just start building out. It's kind of like going to networking meetings. It's nothing's going to happen right away, but you do some of this and some of that and some of this, and pretty soon you're going to start making those connections and people are going to find you. So there's some really good stuff here.
That's
I like
exactly
the
the
way,
way I wanted you guys to look at this.
and I like the way you explain it, because it's
Yeah.
Becky said this is not networking, but it kind of is. It's
It's ways to get traffic to your website. It's ways to be known online. They always say you want to be known before you're needed. That way you're top of mind. But you know, Lynn, I want to share something with you, well, with the whole group here.
Mhm.
My most recent client just showed up on my schedule one day, and I didn't know who she was, how
Oh,
she
no.
got there. I mean, I have a scheduling thing on my website, so I knew how she got there. But you know, normally I tell people to go to this page and schedule an appointment, but she just popped up. So I met with her and I had to ask, how did you know to contact me? And Becky, this is funny for you too. She said, well, about 5 years ago, I went to some networking meeting in Portland. I can't even tell you what group it was anymore.
Oh, wow.
And you were talking about something. I don't remember what it was, but you handed me your card and I kept it all these years.
Yep.
And you put me on your email list. So I've been emailing her things occasionally. She said, I always knew that I would need you eventually. And now I'm calling you. And
Oh,
I'm like,
very cool.
I mean, that's how it works, right?
Mhm.
And you're right. This is the same idea. It's not going to get you instant gratification, but it's going to grow your business over the long run.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's funny. So it's the business card thing. That's in the old days when we used to actually meet people in person and give business cards.
Yeah.
You'd get those referrals. So this could replace that for, some of us haven't done a lot of face-to-face in the last 4 years. In fact,
I
I'd venture
have
to say a
not.
lot of us haven't done a lot of face-to-face in the last
Yeah.
4 years.
I will say that a month before COVID hit, I ordered new business cards. I have used very few of them, and I will probably never order any more again
Mhm.
I
because I'll
know.
probably never run out of these.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, 500 cards is a lifetime supply now.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh, I hate this nerve.
But anyway, these are just simple things that everyone can do. And you just do them over time as you have time. So I don't know. I will send Becky the image, the document that I just shared
Oh,
with you.
good, yeah.
And she can add it to the recording page or however or email it out to you guys. I don't care how she does it.
Yeah.
But you might want to just print that out, put it up. And when you have time and you look up, you're like, oh, hey, let me do a few directories today.
Yeah, I can
Or-
work on this one today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And you
Well,
know,
if
do
you're
it
like-
over time.
If you're like me, you're not waiting. You just take when that was up, I took a screenshot of it with my phone.
Yes,
So I've
and you
got it
are
right here. Old school, you know?
Yeah, old school photo. We're on Upcity, Dottie, because you had shared that at another meeting or on another webinar. So, but I didn't even think about Wikipedia.
Yep. Hopefully there's at least one thing on there that nobody ever thought of.
Yeah,
I can't remember you seeing Up City before, so that sounded new to me. but
UpCity
the-
is a fantastic website. I've been with them for probably 5 years now.
you're a paid member, right, for that?
I am a
Yeah.
paid member. Being a paid member allows me to write blog posts for them, and it gives me some other bonuses, and expertise, you want to say, or higher up on their list, that kind of a thing. But you don't have to be a paid member to do what I was talking about today. I see Tim here. Tim, do you have a profile on UpCity?
No, I don't.
That's your assignment tonight.
See, Tim and I were on another site. It's called Up the
Yes,
Creek Without
ma'am.
a Paddle, and it didn't work very well.
Yes, I could see you on that website,
paddle
Lynn.
Yeah. Well, while we have Dottie still, does anybody have any questions? Just be sure and unmute yourself, or if you can't for some reason, you can just in the chat, post your questions in the chat and Dottie can answer them.
Do you actually have a podcast, or do you just go on other people's podcasts?
I go on other people's podcasts, but I will say in the last 5 or 6 years, the word podcast has gotten really diluted as to what
Yeah.
it means.
Didn't you used to
Traditionally,
have
a
a podcast?
podcast is audio only,
Yeah.
and there's distribution websites online where you upload your podcast to, it creates your show page, and then it distributes that out to all the different places where you can listen to podcasts, which there's probably hundreds of them online
Yeah.
throughout the world. But now people will say they'll call a Facebook Live that they do regularly a podcast, and
Right.
it's not. Recently, YouTube has created a podcast part for your channel, and it's actually kind of cool. It's video only or it's video, not audio only. And it does the same thing. It links all of your videos that you put into that area together, so people can binge watch them, go from one to the next, just like you would on a regular podcast that's audio only. So I have been using that feature and putting my interviews on there that I do.
Oh, nice.
For
Hey,
that.
what's it called? That section?
Podcast.
Oh, it is called podcast on YouTube? Oh,
Yep,
okay.
It is.
Oh, wow.
Yep. It's only about 6 months or so that they've been allowing that, or that they added that feature, but I started using it about a month ago and I'm finding it pretty cool. Why do you ask, Lynn?
Well, I was just kind of curious about podcasts because I've never done one, but I've been on a couple of them, but it's been a lot of years back when they were more real podcasts.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I again, you hear everybody has podcasts. And when you hear about that many podcasts, you wonder about where are they putting them out?
I
So having
know.
something attached to a YouTube channel would make much more sense than
Yeah.
just, I have a podcast. I'm doing interviews but nobody's seeing them.
Exactly. And a lot of times people, when they say the word podcast, either they don't really know what it means or, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any questions on this? We're good?
Quiet group.
Did I bore you all?
Not at all. Quincy, did you have any questions?
No, it's great to know that there's ways to kind of like drive business elsewhere. I have a few profiles on some of those things, but I didn't think about directories for my line because I'm in animation and design. So I just didn't think about making a Yelp page, but that might be something that I could work on for sure.
Yes. And there's some other more in what you do, more specific directories that would be good for you. What I would do if you don't know what they are, and I can't think of what they are right now, there's one that starts with a D that would be very specific to you. Google your competition and see what directories they're in.
Oh,
And
okay.
then get yourself in those same directories, because if your competition, if a directory is showing up for your competition, that means it's a valid directory for your industry, and you want to make sure you have a presence on there.
Oh, very good. Dottie, I'm going to be introducing you to Quincy. I suggested that he meets you.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I jumped
we
in
have
late.
time, right, Becky?
Yeah.
I would love if everybody went around and told me what they do. I mean, I know a few of you, but I don't know all of you.
Right. Absolutely.
I jumped in late. I will definitely be rewatching the replay.
Yeah. And I
but
recorded it, so you'll get it.
I cannot recommend Dottie Scott more highly. I mean, I've worked with her on a couple of projects, and she's just phenomenal.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you. Well, Tim, while you're there, you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Hi, yes, I'm Tim Hare. I'm with a company called Teleos Systems Company, and we are a software developer here in Portland. We work with small businesses to help them become more productive. I used to say we replaced their spreadsheets with a database solution, except that I recently found a spreadsheet that made sense. And so I couldn't replace it. For most companies, if they've got, the spreadsheets in everybody's office, they can benefit from a more automated solution. So Tim Hare, Teleos Systems.
Very good. Monique, are you in a place where you can do an intro? She might be at the chiropractor office. Probably not. How about Laura? Are you in a place where you can do an intro?
I can do an intro. I'm not going to turn on my video because
That's
I
okay.
am working from home right now. I'm a freelance writer, editor, and proofreader. Words are my thing, so they don't have to be yours.
Oh, good.
Cool.
Wow. Very good. Well, thanks. And Laura, where are you at? What?
I'm in Portland.
Oh, you are in Portland. Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Well, welcome.
Thanks.
And Philip, are you do you want to introduce yourself and your business?
Yeah, hi, I'm Phil. I just moved to Vegas and we're starting a ultrasound diagnostics clinic.
Oh, wow.
But I'm in marketing. I do everything from design to motion graphics and social media. And I currently do work for CBS Sports as well.
Oh, wow, very cool. Yeah. Well, we were down in Vegas 2 weeks ago, so welcome to Vegas via Portland. We're based out of Portland, so. And Meredith, you want to go?
Sure. And I apologize, Dottie. I joined late. I could not get out of another meeting, so I'll have to watch the recorded video. But I am an EOS implementer, so I work with leadership teams and business owners to basically get more out of their business. I do that by helping them create a vision so everyone knows where they're headed and how they're going to get there. And then I work on what we call traction, which is instilling discipline and accountability throughout the organization. And then I work with them to become healthy, cohesive, fun teams that like to work together. So I am helping business owners get more out of their business.
Thanks, Meredith. And Lynn.
Lynn Gray, I'm out of Portland, Oregon. I do credit card processing. So I help people get set up and get paid. An example of the type of things I do, I have a client right now who was notified by his Shopify network that they are not going to be working with Authorize.net. So he needs a new gateway. So I just let him know and his web guy know, who also is in the ladies group, that you can still work through Authorize.net. Here's the link. They have a fix in place. Just do this. It'll be easier. You don't have to go find a brand new gateway. So you don't have to freak out sometimes. It's the sky was not falling in this case.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And Gail.
Hey everybody, I'm Gail and I'm a one-woman show. I make homemade soy candles and I just got in 2 brand new containers today.
Wow, pretty.
So yeah, I have 19 fragrances and I have a website, Soothing Scents Soy Candles. And I'm struggling because I'm not good. I'm really good at making the candles, but I'm not good at selling them. So.
Wow, they're really pretty. So you're in the Portland area?
No, I'm in Colorado Springs.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Welcome. Good. Well, thank you. And Quincy.
Hi, I'm an animator and designer, so I do anything from still social media posts all the way to like explainer videos for complex businesses. I kind of take on a different role. I have a background in traditional hand-drawn animation, so I kind of have gone from the roots all the way up to like modern motion graphics. So I can kind of jump in on any point of the pipeline from a business that's a startup to an established business, and I can come in and kind of create content that's reusable and movable throughout their kind of journey.
Very good. Thank you. And Lainey, it's Lainey, right?
It is
Yeah.
Lainey. Yeah, I'm Lainey Mahaffey. I'm actually in Phoenix, Arizona. And the name of my company is, well, I'm a love and relationship coach. The name of my company is Give a Shift Coaching, because I help I help
I like that.
men and women navigate their most challenging situations in their relationship through small shifts in perception. And so small shifts for big changes is my tagline. And yeah, so I love helping men and women. It also has a lot to do with personal growth and development and mindset, but really with the backdrop of a relationship, which, you know, is something we can all usually improve.
Absolutely. Thank you. Well, thanks everybody for being here. I'm Becky Tangwell. Like I mentioned earlier, with I Take the Lead, we are a leads group organization based out of the Portland area. We've had groups in Denver. We've had groups in Vegas. But we created meetups, so that's why I always wonder where everybody's coming from. I knew there were several names that I didn't know, but this is, you know, our groups all meet for 1 hour each week, and most of them are virtual right now. So Becky Tangwell, I Take the Lead. Dottie, you want to?
I would like to add something.
Uh-huh.
I've recently become an Amazon best-selling author. And everything that I talked about today is part of this book. There's 15 chapters to Marketing Made Easy. If you want to get your copy, you can buy it on Amazon. I want to say it's $4.99 or something like that. Just Google Dottie Scott, it'll pop up. If you want an autographed copy, I have 15 here in my office, and I'm selling them on my website, which is, it's really hard to remember. It's DottieScott.com. If you purchase one there, it's $15. It'll be autographed. The form allows you to put, like, if you want a certain message or something in there that I'll write on there, you can put that in there, and it includes shipping.
Oh, very cool. Yeah.
Got a limited number, 15. and the first 15 people get them.
Very nice. I have mine.
Yes,
But
bring
I
it
should have
with you if
brought
we
it.
ever
Yeah.
see each other
I
in person. I will
know, I
autograph it
know.
for you.
The next mixer, I'll make sure you go.
Yes.
Yeah, so good. Well, Dottie, did you have any other more words of wisdom for us, or?
You know, I always have words of wisdom. And one of
Right.
those is, as far as this talk is just do something a little bit at a time.
Yeah,
Don't get overwhelmed. Everything that you do online accumulates, which I think is super nice. I have video testimonials online from 2014 that still show up in the search engine. So everything you do online stays, and it will continue to work for you as long as you continue to do things, and as long as you link it to your website.
And if you've ever
Yeah.
seen some of the arrest videos on YouTube, it does everything you do does show up online and stays there. It accumulates.
Thankfully, none of those videos have my face in there.
I know.
As I told my buddy, I said, I'm so glad we didn't have the internet when we went through high school.
I know.
Thank God.
Crazy times, I know. Yeah, so good. Well, thanks everybody for being here. I will be sending you Dottie's she'll send me the document that she used, and I'll be sending you the recording so you can look it over and continue to grow your businesses. So glad you could all be here.
And her book's easy to find on Amazon. I just pulled it up.
Yep,
Dottie
That's
Scott
where I
book,
bought it.
$6.99. Yep,
yep,
Thank you, Lynn.
you bet.
yeah. So
See you
good.
guys later.
Okay, bye everybody.
Thanks,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Thanks, Dottie.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.